Mixtape here on KSQ 89.5 FM Ashland, Oregon, 94.1 FM Medford, Oregon. Stream online on kskqdjramo. It's the boy, it's the gone DJ Ramo. It is time. It is time. It is interview time. We have Sammy, bassist of We Predict the Riot from Reno, Nevada. What is up, my brother?
What it do, baby? How is it going, man? How are you doing tonight?
Dude, I love the energy, dude. Hey, I'm like you, man. I am so dad tired right now.
Yeah, tell me about it. Oh my goodness.
Dude, my mom is watching my son right now, and like she watches him when I go to work or when I go to band practice, and like as soon as I got off work today, it was like, all right, you know how it is. It's like you get off work and it's like, Dad, you have to be, and it's just it's like almost like work number two that you love, but it's just like
for sure.
Here's the thing is that you know exactly how it is, Sammy, is that when you're a dad, there's no tired gear. There's basically just like another gear of energy that you just have to find. And the thing is, the more you accept that just is the reality, the easier it is.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? That's what I found. Instead of being like, I'm tired, I'm gonna act tired. No, it's like you're tired.
No, I don't have a choice. Yeah. Like I was years and years ago, like a decade ago, I was in the Marine Corps, and that was like one of the things that like helped me with my patience and helped me with like sort of being like, I don't have that tired button, you know. Yeah. When I do eventually get tired, it's more of just like I'm tired, and then eventually, you know, like two seconds later something comes up and I'm like, geez, here we go.
Oh yeah. You know what I noticed is that when you do have that gear is that when you fall asleep, you fall hard.
Dude, oh my, sometimes you don't even notice. Like I'll just be sitting here like watching something, and then I'll wake up like half a season is over. I'm like, what just happened? Like,
oh yeah. No, I do that. I always end up doing that with my favorite anime shows. And I'm just like, same. Oh crap, where'd I go, man? And
what are you on right now? Like what anime are you watching right now? You watching anything?
Don't spoil anything for me.
Okay.
I'm on episode 660 of One Piece right now.
Oh, dude, I haven't even gotten that far. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
Ever since R.I.P. Akira Toriyama, ever since the master passed, like I've been on such a huge I've been on such a huge Dragon Ball kick, and it was one of those things, dude. Yes. See, yeah, and I've got like the Saiyan Royal Crest right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm all about it, dude.
So, hey, let's how about this before we get into the band and the interview? Let's talk about him a little bit, dude.
Okay, yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, so dude,
I hope I don't cry.
Oh no, you know what's crazy? When I found out I was doing radio, and I almost lost it because how old are you, Sammy?
I'm 33.
Yeah, so I'm 34. So yeah. so we grew up around the same time, dude, of like coming home from school and like watching Toonami.
Dude, that's exactly
Yeah, well, on Cartoon Network, dude, and just like the whole first Saiyan saga with Raditz, and then Vegeta and Nappa, and then just the whole
everything that went from there. Yeah, dude, like it literally shaped our childhoods, you know. And I mean, I'm aware that it doesn't apply to everybody, but when you see like the amount of public response, global response that there was after he passed away, I was like, oh, dude. And every other anime artist and mangaka and stuff, like they all were paying their respects, and that was such a huge thing for me personally to see like the writers and animators of like other things that I really really enjoy, like paying that respect, you know, like truly like just being, I don't know, really just, you know, loving just the memory of it, just really shaping the memory of what Toriyama did for everybody, you know.
Yeah, and it's insane that after he passed away, like you realize like how much of an impact he made on you as a kid.
Dude,
you know what I mean? Like
the tears told me that when I saw that. I was like, oh.
You know what's crazy? So it's like I bet you could attest to this, is that when you found out, you didn't expect it for it to hit that hard.
Dude, it was like a weird slow burn, kind of. Like I was upset when I first like read it because my buddy texted me, and at first I was like, what, F off, dude, like there's no way, like don't do this to me right now. And then as like I went along and I would scroll through like all my social media and everything like that, then I would see like everybody was just like, oh my gosh, like I googled it right away and I was like, oh no, you know. And it did hit really hard. And the more I saw and the more like clips and stuff that everybody was posting and the reels and videos and stuff, the more I was like, oh man, this is a big deal. Like this was a much bigger deal than I expected.
Dude, it's insane. Just with Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and like Super and all that, and
yeah,
how Super kind of stopped at the Tournament of Power.
That's for like the animation side. Like
Yeah, I know
they've moved
the
so far
manga.
beyond that
Oh,
in the manga.
I know. Believe me, I've read a little bit of the manga before, but I'm gonna have to read it now, just
Dude, you
because
gotta.
I already know the boss they're fighting and everybody, the Galactic Prison and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I already know all that. I was just more waiting for the animation to come out, but
Dude, I'm so ready for it. And like when they announced Daima, I'm really excited, especially after seeing like Toriyama. He posted that thing that was like, hey, like I put a lot of effort into this. This is a really big deal for me. I know it's not what you guys exactly were looking for, but it's something I'm really proud of. And I don't know, seeing people like react negatively to it, I was like, this is ridiculous, man. Like this guy's one of the best. Like this guy's a hero,
So do you know exactly what that new series is or what it's based on?
No, so as far as I know, just from what I've been able to glean from just internet sources and people that were kind of close to him and stuff, has been that it's a brand new story.
Okay.
From the looks of it, I watched a video, and gosh, now I can't remember who it was, but I'd watched a video and they were explaining like, it looks like it takes place in the demon world, like where Deborah and stuff comes from in the demon realm. And I was like, oh, that's pretty sweet. I'm just really looking forward to how it's going to be. I know people are being iffy about it because they're like, oh, he's a kid again and it's GT and all over again. And I'm like, dude, no, like just don't be wieners about this, like let's have a good time. Like, and now that he's gone, everybody flipped the script. Everybody's like, oh man, oh no, like this is the last thing we got from him. I'm like, yeah, now it's important, huh? Like,
you know what? Hey, I'm gonna have to be one of those guys who is guilty of that.
that's okay. No, look, I get it. Like I understand. I understand like the premise of it, but I just have also been like, nah, man, like I'm also very I'm easy to please, dude. Like I'm easy to entertain. I'm just like, oh, I love it. I don't care how many episodes you have to power up for, man. I'm in.
All right. I don't know if you could do this off the spot, but I'll name off 5 of my favorite moments, so I could give you time to think of 5 of your favorite moments, and
Okay.
it could go from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Super.
Okay.
What some of your favorite moments are? My first favorite moment ever was, of course, when Goku turned Super Saiyan after Krillin was getting killed by Frieza.
Yeah, the most iconic. Yeah.
Yeah, the most iconic. Number 2 would have to be when future Trunks came back to visit Goku, and he wanted to test Goku's power.
Yes. I think that one is my number one. Like the first time I saw that, and he was hitting it with his finger. I was like, oh yeah, I'm all for it, dude. Yes.
Oh yeah, that one was massive. Number 3 would have to be when Android 16 gets killed by Cell, and dude, Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2.
Yes, that was so wild. What an incredible, oh man, what an incredible moment that was, watching Gohan go Super.
Dude, I've rewatched that moment so many times.
Literally. Yeah. And I always think about it. I'm like, dude, he was like 8 years old or something when this happened, or 10. Like, that's nuts.
Okay, you know what sucks is that I'm already down to like my last 2 moments, and I got so many moments left. Dude, so another amazing moment for me was when it was Android 20 and Android 19, and Vegeta was fighting him, and Vegeta shows that he turned Super Saiyan for the first time.
Yes.
And you just hear Krillin going, "It looks like somebody else joined the Super Saiyan club."
Yeah.
He's like, does a machine like you ever experienced fear?
I love when, in that moment, I love when, like, to get Goku out of the way, he just like kicks him at Piccolo, and he's just like, get Kakarot out of here. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh. Okay. I'll have 2 more, even though I got 10 more.
That's all right. I get it.
Another one would have to be when Beerus and Whis were visiting Earth, and Beerus was kind of ordering around Vegeta and stuff, and Bulma didn't like it, so Beerus smacked
Yeah, when he
Bulma,
backhands her.
And Vegeta's face like,
Yeah, and he's like,
you know what I
my
mean?
Bulma, and just loses
Oh
it.
yeah,
Oh, I
it just
loved it.
launches it like does
Yeah.
a combo on him. You know what I mean? Just
I
beyond.
think that was like the strongest Vegeta at that moment had ever been. Like,
Yeah.
it just at Super Saiyan 1, it looked like. I don't think he went above that, but like he pushed Beerus back, and I thought that was so impressive. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be great. I'm all for it.
There's so many moments, but I guess I got to use my last one is when Goku's fighting Jiren. And it looks like Goku's about to die. And this is my favorite spot about all that is that nobody can sense anything, right? And then all of a sudden, you see Beerus close his eyes and bow his head, and he goes, "He's coming."
Here it comes. Yeah.
And then you hear, "Oh,
yeah. Yep. Yeah. I
hear, like,
love that moment.
You know,
yep.
and like I'm
the
just
first
like
the
this.
first
I'm
time
like,
he did Ultra Instinct sign, yeah, that was
I'm
awesome.
like this. Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. What are some of your favorite moments, man?
Okay, so number one was the Future Trunks Goku fight when he went, Super Saiyan, and he like fended him off with his finger. That was, oh my god, dude! I don't know how many times I did that with my friends, where we were just like, yeah, let's do it, we can do it. And all of us would just, at the end of the day, we're like, actually hitting each other. We're like, oh, we have no realm of like understanding for how terrible and painful this is going to be, but whatever, let's do it. So that's my number one. I do all of the ones that you mentioned are like right up on my list too. Obviously, Goku going Super Saiyan for the first time against Frieza, I thought was fantastic. I thought that was really great. I mean, it was one of those things where I think it was unexpected. Like, anybody who hadn't read the manga, who was just watching the show, which I believe was like most of us. Yeah. That first time that happened, it was like boggling. I was like, what is this? What's going on here? And I don't know. It was just, man, it was just so iconic. It's a core memory for me. That's something that, dude, when I have dementia, when I'm 148 years old, dude, I'm just gonna be like, oh, Goku for the first time. My grandkids will be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Who's this Goku character? Which, if they don't know that, shame.
Oh,
shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's incredible, man. I'm gonna throw one more out there for a moment.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw out there when Vegeta broke out of like Bibbity's spell to go Majin, where he's like, you may have taken my body, you may
but
have
you'll
taken
never take my pride. Yeah. Dude, yes.
Okay, last one, because don't worry, we have like 15 more minutes. Where Goku, I mean, not when Goku, when Vegeta's my favorite character, by the way.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't blame you. He's great.
Yeah,
I think his character has developed so much, and there's been it's been fantastic, which is weird because Toriyama was like, I don't really like Vegeta, so he's kind of nerfed him and kind of screwed him over and stuff, and I was just like, that kind of sucks. But once we got into Super and everything, like especially in the manga after like the Tournament of Power and stuff, you really start to see like a ton of growth, and I love it. Like, it's so awesome. Wait.
So my moment is where Vegeta uses his self-destruct the second time against God of Destruction Topo.
Yeah.
Yep. And just like, because I anytime Vegeta thinks about like his kids and Bulma, and then he embraces like Goku and everybody else as his friends. Yep. That is such like an arc bending moment for his character.
Yep.
That is just because you remember him in the Saiyan saga,
dude,
how terrible he was,
butthole all the time. All the time he was just like, oh, I don't care how strong he is, I'm better. And it's like, you very clearly are not, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, it's funny when Future Trunks came down and Bulma gave him that pink shirt that said bad guy behind it.
Bad man? I want that shirt so bad, dude. I can't believe that I don't have it. I look at it almost literally like almost every day. I'm like, I really got to get this shirt, and I never do. But I love that shirt, dude. You talking about the second time that Vegeta used his self-destruct. made me think of one of my favorite moments is in Super when Goku is fighting Zamasu
Yeah.
and Goku Black, and he was just like, and he's like, oh, he's like, you're telling me that you killed Chi-Chi and Goten, and then he's just like, no, I'm mad, and he loses it and starts beating the hell out of both of them. I loved that moment when he just like loses his mind and just starts beating the hell out of him, and I'm like, yeah, get him, dude, get him, yeah.
All right.
Love that moment. That was such a good one.
Dude, rest in peace, Akari Toriyama, man.
Dude, yeah,
Rest in peace.
literally. Yeah.
All right, dude. Let's talk about the band because we're here to talk about music.
For sure. Let's do it.
We fit in 20 minutes of Dragon Ball Z already.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Well, you know, when you're a fanboy, you're a fanboy.
We could do this an hour. Dude, it's my favorite show in the whole world. So
yeah, no, I feel you, dude.
Now, dude, we predict the Riot. Super excited to have you guys on, dude. Your guys' music is my bread and butter. I grew up in like the metalcore era with like Trivium, All That Remains, Avenged Sevenfold, Bullet for My Valentine,
yeah,
Kill Switch,
absolutely.
As I Lay Dying. You know, I grew up in that whole era. So when I listen to you guys, I've been a fan of you guys for a while. I've actually played your guys' music on my radio show probably like 4 years ago. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I've known Danny for a while, and when he got a hold of me, dude, I was like, dude, I'll do what I can, man, and because I'd love to have you guys down here because my festival isn't like super big yet, but I'm working on it.
Dude, so all it takes is time. We are happy to help along with, or just be on this path and help pioneer this like festival along, dude.
So, dude, just quick, man, tell me a little bit about how like all of you guys came together, became friends, and started this band. We Predict the Riot, dude. Like when you guys first joined, like what was the whole idea behind the band, and what direction you wanted to go?
So I personally didn't join the band. So the band started in 2012. Ray, Danny, and Eric were like the core members, and I believe Richard joined shortly after. And then they had two other members, and those things have kind of like gone in and out. For a while, my friend Phil was playing guitar for us, and that's how I got into it. So the way I got into it was my first band, actually, the very first show that I ever got to play live was opening for We Predict a Riot. And I just thought that was, it was a really awesome. It was just at a bar down here, but it was a great show outdoors. There was a ton of people, and it was my first show, and it was just really exciting. And then after that, my buddy Phil's playing guitar for them and stuff, and then I found out that they needed a bassist, and I was like, oh, immediately hit up Danny, and I was just like, I'm in. I'm throwing my hat in the ring. And then they were like, all right, you got to do tryouts and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll be there. That's fine. And then so for a while I was doing both bands, and then the first one ended abruptly. And then Philip ended up leaving the band also, and we got Ray back. And then we have Johnny, our clean vocalist, is our newest member, I guess, if you don't count. I like to mess with Ray every once in a while and be like, yeah, you're the newest one, like, but even though he was a founding member, I'm like, yeah, there was a couple years you weren't here though, buddy, like you got to restart from at least the middle. But no, Johnny's our clean vocalist. He's the one who joined last. And honestly, man, when we got him, I couldn't count our blessings enough. You know what I mean? He is such an incredible just persona, like his personality and his voice and just his ideas, and he's so well-rounded musically. And it's just been, I think that was just sort of like the last little drop in the bucket that we needed to really round out our sound and everything. And we've just, ever since then, we've just really gotten like a really good grip on what we want to do and what we're trying to put forth and stuff. And so it's just been really great, man. Like, so yeah, I think Johnny he was friends with our old vocalist, and that's how he kind of met the band. I believe. I don't quote me on that, but I believe that's how it went down. But yeah, everybody else, I think they formed like right away, and then the rest of us just kind of came in a little bit later. But it was musically the best move I've made for my career. Like, this is where I feel like I'm thriving, where I feel like we're thriving, you know, like ever since we got this lineup locked in, like we've just been doing so much that has been really like, what's the word I'm looking for here? All of a sudden I forget. Um, it's just been motivating. It's just been really motivating, you know. And like every band, we have our little ups and downs where we kind of have our slow days, and we kind of have our moments where it's just like, you know, not everybody can make it to practice, or not everybody can do this, or you know. But overall, like at the end of the day, when we get to be in this in any room together, playing music or not, or just spending time with each other, it's just this really refreshing, really just great bonding moment for everybody, and it's just been really fantastic having that with everyone.
That's awesome, man. That's incredible, dude. And I love that, dude. The music's one of my favorite things in the world.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like some days where I've learned that, like on days where like you're really tired and nobody can make it to practice, never force it. Because have you ever forced a
Right.
practice and the practice was just so like sludgy and just like,
Yeah.
man, like maybe like I think it's important for bands to take some sort of time off or anything, you know. I mean, I took like a year and a half off, and it made me fall in love with music again. Because I also think that like when you love music so much, you kind of like put a burden on yourself.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
know,
you're trying
but
to like meet this like quota for yourself, but nobody asked for it, so you're just
yep.
adding this extra pressure for no reason, you know. And then if you, yeah, and like you said, you take a little bit of a break, and when you come back, then it's just like, man, I can't believe, like, what have I been doing, like.
So for people out there in Medford, Oregon that can't wait to see you guys when you guys come here April 20th, what can they expect from a performance? And if they haven't heard you before, how would you describe your music?
um Performance wise, I think they should expect just solid sound. We're gonna be active. I know personally, I love to like I love to hop off stage, and I'll get in the pit and stuff while I'm playing, and during breakdowns and stuff. It's crazy, you know. Like I love to run around and run up in people's faces and stuff like that, and everybody else is, you know, we're very energetic and stuff like that. So it's just really fun to be a part of, you know, and just to watch. I, you know, because like I said, my first show was opening for them, so being you know, observing from the outside, it was just like, wow, you know. It sounds to me personally, for me, it was just like this sort of like powerhouse moment where I was like, damn, man, like these guys should be way higher on lists than they are, you know. And then once I joined the band, I was just like, yes, I genuinely believe that we should be out there more. And you know, I can't, generally when people listen to our stuff, like if anybody isn't like a fan of metalcore, then I get like, you know, and it's just like, well, it's not really my thing, but you guys are good. And then but live is usually when people are like, wow, you know, like I wasn't expecting that. That was really fun. You guys put on an incredible show and stuff. And so while I'm not trying to like jinx us, you know,
No.
and you know, some, you know, for us to have like a boring show or something, like I do genuinely believe that we are entertaining enough to really like to really gain traction with the right crowds and the right audience. So that's a big thing for me. I know I'm really excited about getting in everybody's face and having a great time and like sharing the stage with all, you know. I was looking up the other bands that you have on there and stuff, and man, like there's so much talent. And who's Wastewalker, right? That's who's like headlining the whole thing.
There so the three headliners, it's Anubis from
Oh,
Los Angeles,
yeah.
Wastewalker, which is like technical death from SAC.
Oh, I
And,
know them.
yeah. Yeah, and then American Overdose from Portland.
Awesome. Oh, that's so awesome. I know Wastewalker, you know, like
They're
I
boys.
love them. They're fantastic. When I saw that they were on the bill, I was like, oh yes, like, oh man, you know, I've been following, you know, the guy since Conducting from the Grave, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, the Conducting from the Grave's last show, my first band was on that bill.
Wow.
Yeah,
So you're gonna be
in
able to visit
Reno.
with the guys.
Yeah, no, it's just awesome, you know. It's just really exciting.
Dude, it's
Oh,
gonna
I
be
don't know,
so
man. I'm
great,
just really
dude.
pumped.
Dude, there's so many powerhouses on this.
Agreed.
dude, and it's insane, dude, to have like you guys, Sunspear, Drift Away, Wastewalker. There's so much talent on here that like, and now that we have two stages, and there's only going to be like, because people are going to be able to like do like their quiet sound checks while the other band's on stage. So it's just going to be back to back to back to back music, dude.
That honestly, I've been in. So, my friend Josh Leese, I don't know if you know him. He's
no.
Oh, okay. So he's in Purification by Fire, and he's one of like the promoters and stuff out here. And he's done so much for the metal scene, and it's been really fantastic. But he used to do a little mini festival in Reno called Spring Meltdown. And so my first band played that, and it was the same thing. There was two stages. There was like the big stage and little stage in the bar, and everybody. It was just you know, whenever one band played, the other band was like sound checking, and it just went back and forth. And so you would see like the double doors between the bar and the main room, just like constantly going back, and like just people flooding in and out, just checking out bands. And no, yeah, I love that setup, me personally, just because I think it's fun. And generally, if people are just like, oh, but it's tiring, and I'm like, yeah, but like tonight's not a night to be a weenie tomorrow. Like,
No, dude, for me, dude, my day, the show starts at noon, ends at 10, but my day starts at 7 a.m. and my day ends around 1 a.m.
Oh yeah, of course, dude. I can't imagine, dude. Your day's gonna be rough, but it's gonna be so worth it.
Oh yeah, you know
I
what's
already
sweet
know.
too is that both stages are right next to each other, kind of like how
Oh
Bakken is and everything.
yeah.
So it's almost like a corner of a room. So stage what yeah. So as soon as one band's done, like everybody just has to turn and they're at another stage.
Awesome. That's so rad. Yes, I love that setup. I think
And you know what's
that's
gonna be
awesome.
sweet too, man, is that we have a professional drone guy gonna be taking video all day.
Perfect.
Uh, yeah, dude. And also we have a professional photographer who does like Rockfest and Blue Ridge and all these massive
So
artists.
what
So
you're saying is I should be hitting the gym until we play.
oh yeah, dude. No, dude, it's gonna be so sick, man. It's a dream come true. And to have you guys on is just it's you know, and for me, dude, for this festival, you know, I have a new roster every year. So I don't repeat
Yeah.
bands at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't take
That's such a good idea. I love that. I think that's
and
awesome, dude.
and I don't take submissions.
Okay.
For the reason that I don't want to I don't want like I like to pick out bands that are working really hard
Mm-hmm.
because like I take time away from my kid to work on this. So if I know everybody else is putting out the work and it's worth me taking time away from my kid, then it's worth it. But if I'm booking bands that maybe aren't promoting or don't want to promote, it's not worth taking the time away from my kid.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That
You know.
absolutely yeah, that makes total sense, you know.
So for me, it's like I you know me being a journalist and a radio guy. There's 100 bands on my radar at all times.
That's awesome.
And by the
I
time
try
I
to be
get
like that.
and by the time I get to my 10th festival, I would have booked already 130 different bands.
Man, that's so cool. Like I love that. I love I really relate to the whole like having just new bands available at all time. Something that I always used to do at the gym was like I would go and then I would find whatever genre I was like feeling that day, and I would pick a band, and then I would I would scroll all the way to like related artists, and I would try to find bands that I've never heard before, and then just listen to an album while I worked out and just see like, hey, how's this going? And I found so much music that way, so many bands that I'm like, how have I never heard of these guys? You know, I feel like me personally, I feel like I'm in I don't know. I feel like I know a lot of, I know so much, you know, I listen to everything, you know? So I'm constantly on the lookout, and I'm always like, wow, there's bands here and this and that. And I feel like I'm always talking about bands and people are like, what are you talking about? Who is that? And then, so discovering new bands for me, I'm just like, oh, how did I not know? This is so great, you know?
Oh
Oh
yeah.
man, just a bit. Yeah. So super relatable, dude. The whole just having bands just around at all times. Like that's how I like to live my life. So I'm right there with you, dude.
Hell yeah. Well, Sammy, dude, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the Metal
Oh,
Mixtape.
the
Just,
pleasure's all mine, dude. This has
just
been such an honor. Thank you so much.
oh yeah, no, and hey, you know what? We'll have to later in the year, we'll just have to do. We can do it for I have a YouTube channel as well.
Okay.
We can just talk anime for 30 minutes one of these
Oh,
days,
dude,
dude.
I would love that. I would love that. I'm in the process of like trying to figure out some foundations for like a couple of podcast ideas that I've had. And that's like right up my alley. I would
All
love to
right.
sit
Well,
down with you and
hey,
just
well,
talk anime, bro.
invite me to be a guest on one of your
Oh,
podcasts.
absolutely. No, that's already a given, dude. Like you're already in, man.
All right, dude. Well, I'm gonna play your song, Valediction.
Oh, awesome. That one is a really powerful song. That one means a lot to us specifically, you know, like I don't know if you've heard it or if you how much you know about it.
I don't. Tell me a little bit about it.
So Valediction is sort of our it's our way of honoring and saying goodbye to the people that we've lost in our lives that have played a significant role, or just, you know, the people who we had that we loved and everything. And Valediction is our way of saying goodbye in what we feel would be a proper way, you know, to the proper way to express the best form of emotion that we could express. So it's just this goodbye, you know, like you aren't forgotten and you'll always be with us and everything like that. But now it's time to make you proud, basically. You know, now it's time to say goodbye. And
dude, I love it, dude. I can't wait to hang out with you guys in 6
yeah,
weeks,
I'm
man.
so excited, bro.
Dude,
I can't
Sammy,
wait.
thank you from the bottom of my heart. This should be up on Facebook by Saturday morning, my day off, because tomorrow it's gonna be another slam day.
Sure.
And this will be on our YouTube. But thank you so much. Have a great day with your family, and just have a great day, Sammy.
Hey, you as well, dude. Thank you so much for everything, Omar. You've been so fantastic. Like, I really appreciate this, and just thank you so much, man.
Dude, everybody,
I can't wait. I can't wait to hang out and meet you in person and stuff. It's gonna be fantastic. This this festival is gonna be incredible.
Dude, we are beyond prepared for it. So like one of my favorite quarterbacks always says, Peyton Manning, he says, if you are prepared, you are not worried.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Sammy, we predict Riot. We are going to play Valediction. Thank you so much for being on the show, and I'll talk to you later, brother.
Sounds great. Thanks so much, man. Have a great night.
You too.